Okay, so today's video is about discs and pad replacement on my my wife's 2013 Jaguar XF Sportbrake. These are the discs that that we're using. They are coated, obviously. The where the brake pads are, that'll wear off straight away, but the rest of the coating will remain, so they tend to look a lot better. These are the discs that I purchased. I think that's the front ones. Bought them from S&G Barrett. Excellent supplier of Jaguar parts. Those are the disc pads. You can see, Citroens, Saabs, Renaults. I'm just using Mintex pads, and also these are the rear. Again, even the rear discs are vented on this car. So let's get on with fitting them. I'm just going to show you one side because once I've done that, it's just 3 times more to do all sides. But yeah, just going to show you how I replaced the discs and pads on the XF. Bit WD-40 to try and help get the disc off of the hub. Brake clean, obviously, to clean up afterwards. Rubber mallet to help release some of the more stubborn bolts. That big screw, the big spanner there, just tightens up the bolt on the brake rear brake adjust. 15mm socket. No, it's 15mm socket on the back here. Then there's the 7mm in the ratchet there. Sorry, I also got some thread lock for the bolts. That little packet has got some silicone grease in it from another brake job. I just use that. Screwdriver, a couple of hooks to get the kind of spring washers that are holding the disc on, just as a temporary holder. At the bottom there is our locking wheel nut. You definitely need to find that. You might not think about it, but the 3 out of the 4 that I've done so far, discs have been stuck on, so using a bit of heat is needed. A hook for holding it out of the way while you want to do some work, and maybe a pry bar might be of use. The only bit that's not in here at the moment is some kind of wire brush or a wire wheel fixed to a quarter screwdriver to clean off the mess. We'll go through that later. So a couple of other things I think you need. On the left is the caliper, the rear caliper winding the handbrake, self-adjusting handbrake part of the caliper back in. So the 2 T-shaped pieces have different threads. One's left-hand thread, one's right-hand thread. So as you turn it, it tightens up the winds in the piston, and also keeps the stress on the or the pressure to push it actually back. You can use one for both ways actually, but you just have to keep alternating between turning the T handle at the top and tightening up with the spanner at the bottom, but that's fine. And then for the small pins, you need an Allen key. That's a 7mm Allen key that fits into a socket, and it's much easier and get a lot more purchase on that. That's from Sealy, the one on the right. The other one's just something I found on Amazon. You can see there's a big lip. It's a big lip here and up here. So you're not using all of the available disc. Plenty of pads left, but fortunately you have to replace those as well. But yeah, definitely need replacing. So taking the wheel off, as you can see, it's pretty cruddy in here. So first things first, put a little bit of lubricant around there, penetrating fluid. Hopefully that will get things sorted for you, make it a bit easier. We're going to need to take these clips off the end here. We'll go through that in a sec. You can see I'm on a jack, but I'm also on an axle stand. You might wonder why, I've got a lift here. There's a couple of reasons why I haven't used that. One is to show you that it can be done without it, And two, there's lots of flat plastic panels underneath this car, and it's very difficult to get the lifting points, these are like those rubber blocks over there, in the right place without damaging any of the plastic. So I thought, well, for this scenario, which is just lift up the wheels, take the discs off, I don't think it was worth the effort of playing around with that. I do have to put a tow bar on very shortly, which will mean I'll definitely want it further up in the air, so I'll definitely cover it at that point. As you can see, it's got some very large air suspension bags built into the suspension, so for auto leveling. The sorts of things that we have to do to get this task done are this is the electric brake system, handbrake. So you have to potentially take that spring off to make it easier to wind it back. In here is the a Allen key based hex bolt which goes through here. We have to undo that, and we also have to get them. There's a couple of big bolts, one here and one down the bottom, that we have to get off as well. There are these evil little clips. We'll have to get those off, and that's it really. Pull the bits and pieces off, put it all back together again. You can see these are a bit of a pain. They're only holding it in place while you do the rest. So I don't know, the easiest way to get these, I tend to just pull at them, and eventually a little bit of struggling you can get them off. Quite often you'll see that they don't exist anymore, because they are just a pain in the proverbial, but hey, they are there for a reason initially. I'm sure there are other ways of getting them off, but that's that one successfully removed. So these are the shafts. So you've just got a simple plastic cover like so. Move those, put it to one side. Same again down the bottom, but you don't need to see that. So all we need is, you see it move, turning just about here. Oh, come on. There you go. Right, then it's a bit here. I don't know whether you need to take it out right now, but a bit of right, it's all stable. Seems set best to take it out at this point. There we go. Careful, it'll ping off somewhere. Be prepared to catch it and then go look for it if you don't. So that does allow this bit here to come out right now. Just needs a bit of persuasion. That's where you need to have your hook ready, so that you can hang it out of the way. Mind you, there's a lot of tension on here, so tends not to fall down, these ones. There's hardly any play at this point. So and you've got this cable coming in, which gives it a lot of stops it from swinging down. Just get hold of the it's just about to drop off, so I don't want it to drop off. There you go. So, as I say, there is a wear indicator here, so you need to be careful of that, because now, as you can see, it's already got a little bit of a stress on it, and they're quite delicate at the, let's take that off of there, give it a bit more play. Right, how is that one held in? Get a better look. Okay, let's have a look at the new one. So the new one doesn't really give any clues as to how that goes in. So have to gently remove it and see how it see what happens. Well, that's how it goes. You can, if you pull up the two springs, pull the springs, you can get the old one out and put the new one in. Unfortunately, a tiny little bit of pressure in the wrong direction and you can break it. There's a crack here. I will replace this one. I'll order a new one. Right, so use a bit of use your spring or clip or whatever, hook, to get hold this up out of the way, because we do need to get the two bolts holding this off. Should be 15mm. Just in here you'll see behind the top of these there is a 15mm socket, 15mm bolt, sorry. So we'll just swap that one out. I'll whiz that one out, he says, hopefully. It'll be tight. Give it a little bit of gentle persuasion once I can find a mallet. Again, one lower down, when he break this loose. Maybe needs a little bit more. You can see it's actually loosened it right out. One more. There you go. Swap that out for the ratchet. That bit is now free, which now means that the disc can come out, which of course will just easily, gently come off. Not. And you can't, because the caliper, you got a shield at the back here, so you can't wallop it from the back. The only place you can give it a tap is here. I did get up and get off the put it in neutral, so I should be able to move. No, I can't. The system's locked it, put it back into park, so can't move that. So what I need to do is to apply some heat. However, all this bit here where you've got a build up of dirt and grime will stop the heat transferring, so we'll just give this a quick spin over with a wire wheel and a cordless screwdriver. So all we're doing is just getting a wire brush in there, cleaning it up. try and keep clear of the centre part that's part of the hub, because you don't necessarily want that to heat up. That sort of defeats the object. So give it a tap, see what happens. Maybe a metal hammer, because it doesn't matter if it damages this disc, because we've got to replace it anyway. Just thought it's a good idea to put a nut on to stop the disc falling off and bashing you on the toes or whatever. We do have a slightly heavier hammer. Let's give that a go. There you go, it's off. Be careful, obviously that can be that's still quite hot. So here's the disc. As you can see, it's quite it's got quite a deep scoring. It's getting quite thin too, so needs replacing. As you can also see, especially on this lip just here, that's what's holding it on. So we'll clean all that off with a wire brush and put it back on. Yeah, make sure it's nice and clean. Any piece of dirt or muck behind that will a stop the disc from coming off next time, and also could give you a run out on the disc and cause juddering when you apply the brakes. Okay, next step is to wind. So you can see this piston here. See, it's gone out sort of quite a way. We have to wind that back in so that that piece there is sort of like in line with here. So you get a single step, as it were, and then we'll have enough room to put in the new discs and pads. So what we have is the threaded rod going in, and there's two prongs on here which are in the two teeth or the two holes on the piston, and effectively as you tighten this or loosen this, you're pushing down. You can see that, just a slight bit of movement there, and then you tighten. As you tighten this, actually this way, you're pushing down, but you can also rotate the bar along the top to screw this in that way to actually push the piston back. I need both hands for that, so we'll show you halfway. You can see it's slightly, it has gone in a little bit, and it is effectively turning this and this effectively at the same time. Turn it the right way, Roger. There it is. It is that way. So effectively you turn this way to tighten it up, and at the same time that forces the thing round as well. Keep a bit of pressure on. As you can see, here's the new disc. This is the inside that's going to go onto here, So what I'm basically going to do is going to put some copper E's, which is an anti-seize compound, but I'm just going to put it around this bit here to make it easier to get it off next time. Put some gloves on for this, of course. Just put a little bit on the inside. That's all we need. There we go. Let's offer this up. I'll do it one-handed. It's a bit of a challenge as usual. It's not the lightest of things. Get on that. Funny clips to help hold it on for now. Yeah, they're just to hold it on while you assemble the rest. Giving it maybe giving it a bit of a last tap. And with the top one. The wheel will compress against here anyway, against this, so it's purely just to hold it in place. As you can see, I've cleaned one of these up. So yeah, just very lightly with the wire wheel on the cordless screwdriver. This is obviously before, this is after. Initially I was a bit concerned thinking it might be a chromed steel, but it's actually stainless. But as you can see, with a big magnet, they are stainless. So just be very gentle with it. So as you can see, just slightly, just very quickly whizzed over with the wire brush and scraped out some of the mess down the sides. So yeah, just clean it up. So I've put a bit of thread lock on those two. Not sure what the difference between the blue and the red, but no doubt I'll find out, and no doubt people will tell me in the comments. But I haven't got any red, blue's all I got, so that's what it's have to be. So first things first, line up one bolt and the other one is further down. Oh, it's not gone in. Right, okay, we'll need to put some serious torque on those. Use the breaker bar. Apply some torque to that. It's going nowhere. Might give it a little tap later with it's a bit too awkward there. Right, so that's those two in. So now you can see that part's there. So next is to put that piece and that piece together with the pads in place. So we have gently put the two discs already in here. I mean, there's no, it's just totally just loosely in place. Feed the wire through the hole. As you can see, because we've pushed that right back, we've got plenty of movement here. Very easy to put it on, take it off. So yeah, make sure you wind those pistons back, and that'll solve a lot of your problems. All we need to do now is put the pins in here at the back. I'll grease them slightly before I put them in, and then put the funny clip on the front. So put a slight tiny little bit of grease on there. Don't like putting grease anywhere near brake parts, to be honest, but just needs a little bit there. Then where's the then get the Allen key, line that up a bit. Just finger tight to get it. Just use two hands to align that. So the needed to hold this bit and that bit just to align them up at the same time. And a good tighten in here. Give it an extra little bit of torque at the end. Good. Right, I can put the little black stopper in the end. Keep the dirt out. Same down the bottom. Okay. I just need to run that cable round back to the connector, which is right up in there. See that cable there? So just need to run that cable back into there. I will need two hands for that. So next up, we have to get this little spring thing. Goes into one of those, like so, and then pushes against that one. It also goes in that one there, but then has to go the other side. So I will use a flat blade screwdriver to hook that in. Again, need two hands. So that's it in most of the way, just a little tap, and that's it, it's in. So we have the two bolts, one for here, they're bolted in. These two, the two sliders as it were, they're bolted in. Pads are in, everything's in. All we need to do now is just put the wheel on, and we're done. Take it for a test drive. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Cheers, bye.